Hello everyone, welcome back to OnLocation. Today I'm on location here at Ault Park. This is a nice woodland trail with a lot of early spring ephemeral wildflowers, and there's a stream that's being currently restored that flows through the entire woodland here at the bottom of the valley here. And so I'm here for the morning. I think I'm going to be focusing primarily on the wildflower aspect, but with it being morning and spring right now, coming in full swing here soon. There's quite a dawn chorus of bird song that's going on right now. I actually just had, in particular, a prothonotary warbler that was just down this trail here, singing very loudly and very conspicuously, but I could not see it, at least, unfortunately. But it sounded pretty close, at least, to where I was at. And so I'm going to be going around here for the morning. I'm going to be expecting some wildflowers such as, cut leaved toothwort. Probably see some Dutchmans Breeches. Maybe see one or two bloodroot. I feel like that's kind of past its time right now, given that it's April. And then, we'll kind of just see what else we can get. Probably some fawn lilies or trout lilies, however you want to call it. And we're just going to take some photographs here for the day. Maybe even do some of the stream. We'll kind of see how that pans out. As you can see with the sunrise here, which is looking very nice. It's going to be pretty sunny here soon, so let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, so my first photo here, I'm already kind of taking something right off the bat. I'm actually doing the cut leaf toothwort. It's a very small, kind of unassuming really, kind of spring wildflower that pops up, usually typically in early to mid-spring, like April or so. Sometimes even March with how warm it gets nowadays. But it has these nice, really delicate, kind of like slim fern-like leaves on it, and that kind of sprout out around it. And then these white flowers that are very like tubular and small in nature, at least. And so I'm doing some macro photographs of it. I'm using a 75 to 300 millimeter lens, combined with a 25 millimeter extension tube. And I'm shooting around 120, 130-ish millimeters. I'm kind of varying that zoom with that, and given it a macro capacity, makes these images can be really frame filling and show the flowers more magnified and close up, of course. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm shooting at about 1/100th of a second, f6.3, and then about ISO 800, because I'm still deeply in the kind of more shadowy side of this hillside, as you can see behind me here. And even though the sun is already risen by now, it's not quite reaching the ground floor over here on this lower part of the woodland here. And so I'm taking some images here, just kind of like composing them, recomposing them to be like left, right, and center, doing some kind of horizontal images at least. And I think it's pretty cool. It's nice to break the ice here and to start an image here, and hopefully get some more of the wildflowers that I can find on my hike here today, this morning. So pretty good start. So let's go ahead and keep going here and see what else we can find. Alright, so I hiked a little bit further down the trail here, and I found a good kind of grouping of, there's about like 3 or 4 little like blooms or sprouts of the Dutchmans Breeches. Now this is a very nice one. They kind of like grow in a straight line. Oftentimes it can be just straight up vertical, or it can be kind of bent over. I'm assuming because of like wind or some kind of, I don't know, the weight of it maybe, or something like that. But it's pretty cool to get this kind of like perspective where you can get them all lined up and everything, like I said, either vertical or horizontal. And so that can really introduce some nice compositions, I think. There's even one right here where it looks like, from at least my position here on the trail, where it just like kind of leads straight on back or whatever. I've been doing these and shooting them pretty much the same kind of setup. Doing about, I adjusted my aperture to about f7.1. Since they are in more direct sunlight right now in this particular area, that means that I have to really dial my exposure a lot more because of the bright white could be easily blown out and overexposed in the exposure. And so I've been doing about ISO 400 just to kind of keep it still light enough in the shadow areas because of metering for the flowers, the white flowers themselves. And yeah, shooting on a tripod, 2-second timer, no filters, once again. And I think it's been working pretty well. So it's been pretty cool to just mess around, like I said, with all these different, the same flower that is, but the different kinds of, the blooms and stuff as they look. Because each one kind of has a different look to them, at least in this particular area at least. And so it's been very nice to do that. So yeah, I'm on the Ridge Trail right now at Ault here. And it's still fairly plentiful, opportunities I think for photographs. It's not too sunny overhead at least. We're about an hour past sunrise right now, and it's been a pretty good morning so far. So it's been nice to get some images here, at the crack of dawn, and hopefully it keeps that way for the rest of the morning here. So still got a little bit more hiking to go, so we're just going to get ahead back on the trail here and see what else we can find for the day. Alrighty everyone, that's going to conclude today's video. It got really hot really quick when the sun came up. It's just one of those typical, kind of early, spring days in April especially, where, it's just really cold and then the sun comes up, gets really warm. So, but yeah, I think I'm done for the day here at Ault Park. It's been pretty great actually, especially at the earlier part of the sunrise here. Got some great images, like I said, of the cut Leaved Toothwort and the Dutchmans Breeches. I did try for some red toadshade trillium or Cecile trillium. I didn't really have too much luck with those, unfortunately, just because of the lighting was already pretty harsh at that point. It's already like late morning right now. I've been here for quite a few hours. And so yeah, those images didn't really turn out too well, so I didn't feel like including those or any kind of talking about them in the video itself. But yeah, got a lot of bird species, just with the dawn chorus and everything. Got about 33, I think, which is really good for April. And, a few migrants like Prothonotary warbler, which I got to hear a lot in the early morning. But of course, it kind of waned off as the morning went on. And the bird song and everything kind of lessened and all that. But yeah, it was really cool. I hiked most of the trails, I think. I did some new trails to me along the Ridge Trail right at sunrise. And then I saw there's another smaller trail that had a very, very old bur oak. That was really cool to see that. So got those as well, and got to hike those. Did the cliff trail, the tree trail, the Sadduck trail, which I think it's like an indigenous people trail maybe, because apparently pioneers used to be around here a lot as well. And so yeah, just a lot of things going on today. But right now, it's, as you can probably hear or see, I guess, a lot of people are out here now. It's very, very busy as it gets to the weekend, of course, and everything. So but yeah, it was a great time out here, and hope you enjoyed the images here at the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been Ault Park. Until next time, make sure to get out here. Thank you.